The ocean covers over 70% of planet Earth's surface, holding over 97% of all water on our world. Yet despite centuries of maritime navigation, more than 80% of the oceanic realm remains completely unmapped and unobserved by human eyes. As you descend beneath the sunlit surface, sunlight rapidly fades, water temperature plunges near freezing, and hydrostatic pressure builds to crushing levels. At the deepest points, extreme pressure reaches over 1,000 atmospheres, a force capable of crushing steel submersibles like tin cans. Today, backed by oceanographic research from NOAA, National Geographic, and Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, we embark on a visual vertical descent. We will travel through 5 distinct depth zones, from the vibrant sunlit surface to the alien hydrothermal vents and Challenger Deep, nearly 11,000 meters down. Welcome to The Deeper You Go, a journey to the bottom of the ocean. Zone 1, the Epipelagic Zone, also known as the Sunlight Zone, extending from the surface down to 200 meters. This photic layer receives abundant sunlight, driving photosynthesis and nurturing the foundation of all marine food webs. Microscopic phytoplankton thriving in this sunlit waters produce over 50% of the oxygen in Earth's atmosphere. Coral reefs, vibrant fish schools, sea turtles, and marine mammals thrive here, making up over 90% of all known ocean life. Apex predators such as great white sharks, blue marlins, and dolphins hunt in these warm, clear surface waters. Surface temperatures vary widely from warm tropical 28 degrees Celsius to polar freezing points. However, as you approach the 200-meter boundary, sunlight rapidly diminishes as water molecules absorb red and yellow light wavelengths first. Crossing the thermocline layer, water temperature drops sharply, signaling the end of the sunlit ocean realm. Only blue and green light penetrate to 200 meters, creating a cool azure haze. Zone 1 Summary: the Epipelagic Zone is the vibrant, sunlit skin of the planet's oceans. Zone 2, the Mesopelagic Zone, known as the Twilight Zone, spanning from 200 meters to 1,000 meters deep. Here, sunlight fades into a dim indigo twilight, far too faint for photosynthesis to occur. To survive in this shadowy world, over 90% of mesopelagic creatures have evolved bioluminescence, producing internal cold light via chemical reactions. Species like lanternfish and hatchetfish use counterlumination, emitting light from their bellies to match downwelling light and hide from predators below. This is the domain of the legendary giant squid, possessing eyes the size of basketballs to detect faint bioluminescent flashes in the dark. Every night, billions of mesopelagic animals ascend to the surface to feed under cover of darkness, the largest synchronized animal migration on Earth. Water temperature plunges to 4 degrees Celsius, while hydrostatic pressure increases to 100 atmospheres, 100 times surface pressure. Deep-sea spookfish feature tubular, upward-pointing eyes inside transparent heads to spot prey silhouetted against the dim surface glow. Viperfish and fangtooth fish boast disproportionately massive jaws lined with needle-sharp teeth to lock onto scarce prey. Zone 2 Summary: the Twilight Zone is a shadowy realm of bioluminescent ghosts and nocturnal vertical migrations. Zone 3, the Bathypelagic Zone, known as the Midnight Zone, extending from 1,000 meters down to 4,000 meters. At 1,000 meters, the last vestige of sunlight vanishes completely. The Midnight Zone exists in perpetual, absolute darkness. Deep-sea anglerfish hunt in this void using bioluminescent lures hanging from their heads to attract curious prey into wide, toothy jaws. Hydrostatic pressure reaches 400 atmospheres, equivalent to 400 kilograms pressing on every square centimeter of surface area. Gulper eels float motionlessly, possessing elastic stomachs and pouch-like jaws capable of swallowing prey larger than themselves. At 3,800 meters lies the final resting site of the RMS Titanic, slowly decaying under abyssal bacterial action. Life here relies on marine snow, a continuous shower of organic debris, dead plankton, and fecal matter drifting down from upper layers. Water temperature stabilizes near a constant freezing point of 1 to 4 degrees Celsius throughout the world's oceans. Due to food scarcity, bathypelagic organisms exhibit extremely slow metabolisms and squishy, gelatinous bodies to withstand pressure. Zone 3 Summary: the Midnight Zone is an inky, pitch-black void powered by marine snow. Zone 4, the Abyssopelagic Zone, encompassing the abyssal plains from 4,000 to 6,000 meters deep. The abyssal plains cover over 50% of Earth's total solid surface area, forming vast, flat expanses of thick mud and sediment. Hydrostatic pressure reaches 600 atmospheres, the weight of an elephant balanced on a single human thumb. Along volcanic mid-ocean ridges, hydrothermal vents, known as black smokers, spew superheated mineral-rich water up to 400 degrees Celsius. Despite toxic chemicals and extreme heat, hydrothermal vents harbor extraordinary ecosystems driven by chemosynthesis rather than sunlight. Chemosynthetic bacteria convert hydrogen sulfide into organic energy, feeding 2-meter-long giant tube worms that lack mouths or digestive tracts. Yeti crabs with fur-like claws and vent shrimp swarm around black smokers, thriving independent of solar energy. When a dead whale sinks to the abyssal plain, a whale fall creates a localized ecosystem feeding deep-sea species for up to a century. Charming Dumbo octopuses flap ear-like fins above the mud floor at 4,000 meters, navigating the abyssal plain. Zone 4 Summary: the abyssal plain is a desolate wilderness anchored by volcanic hydrothermal vent oases. Zone 5, the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the underworld, extending from 6,000 meters to nearly 11,000 meters deep. The Hadal Zone exists exclusively inside steep V-shaped oceanic trenches formed where tectonic plates collide and plunge into Earth's mantle. The deepest trench is the Mariana Trench in the western Pacific, spanning over 2,500 kilometers in length. At 8,000 meters depth, hydrostatic pressure exceeds 800 atmospheres, 8 tons of force per square inch. Remarkably, life persists. Hadal snailfish, the deepest living fish, swim gracefully at 8,000 meters with translucent skin and flexible cartilage. Giant amphipods, growing 10 times larger than shallow cousins, thrive by utilizing specialized piezolyte proteins that prevent cell collapse under extreme pressure. Hadal animals lack rigid calcium bones, replacing them with fluid-filled structures that resist compression. Zone 5 Summary: the Hadal trenches represent the most extreme biological pressure frontier on Earth. Challenger Deep, the absolute lowest point on Earth's crust, located at the southern end of the Mariana Trench. Plunging to nearly 11,000 meters deep, 10,994 meters, it is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. If Mount Everest were placed into Challenger Deep, its peak would still be submerged under more than 2 kilometers of ocean water. Human exploration began in January 1960 when Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh descended in the U.S. Navy Bathyscaphe Trieste. In March 2012, filmmaker James Cameron completed the first solo-piloted descent in the deep-sea Challenger submersible. Explorer Victor Vescovo broke deep-diving records in 2019 using the titanium-hulled submersible limiting factor, mapping the trench floor. The floor of Challenger Deep consists of pale yellowish silt populated by giant single-celled protozoa called xenophytophores. Alarmingly, even at the deepest floor of the world, scientists discovered microplastics and artificial fibers embedded in trench organisms. Challenger Deep Summary: the ultimate abyssal floor of planet Earth. Humans have mapped the surface of Mars and the Moon with greater precision than our own global seabed. Earth's oceans act as the planet's thermal buffer, absorbing over 90% of global excess heat and regulating climate systems. Enzymes isolated from deep-sea extremophiles near hydrothermal vents are opening revolutionary breakthroughs in medical science and biotechnology. Next-generation autonomous submersibles are preparing to map the remaining 80% of the unexplored seabed. Protecting Hadal trenches and abyssal plains from deep-sea mining is vital to preserving these pristine alien ecosystems. Exploring ocean depths reminds us that Earth remains a planet of profound mysteries waiting to be understood. Every deep-sea expedition uncovers novel biological species and unique metabolic pathways previously unknown to science. Preserving oceanic health ensures the ecological stability of our entire global climate system for generations to come. As astronomer Carl Sagan noted, the Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. It is our responsibility to cherish and preserve our blue marble home. Thank you for descending to the bottom of the ocean with us. Farewell, and see you on our next deep sea exploration.